So, why do I use trapper tackle hooks? Well, first of all, once you hook a fish, they are not coming off. Once you hook a fish, these hooks are awesome at keeping them on. That little box actually does trap them. So, why did I actually switch to these hooks for all of my soft plastics, or most of my soft plastics anyway? Well, let me show you kind of why. Let me take you back in time to 2017. So I'm just going to go through this really quick. The 2017 series for the FLW BFL Buckey series. Indian Lake was first. No, I'm sorry, that's wrong. Grand Lake St. Mary's was first, and it was hideous. Literally on the co-angler side, 29 people out of 130 caught fish. 29 people. To put that in perspective, 26 people got paid. That's 3 people that caught fish that didn't get paid. That's how bad of a tournament it was. So I'm eliminating that one. And I'm just going to, I'm way beyond that on the screen here, by the way. So the middle 3 tournaments are really what I'm going to focus on. The middle 3 tournaments, Indian Lake was the second tournament. And I caught a fish at 7:30, I think, in the morning. Really early, and I had all day to fish. And then at about 1 o'clock, I pitched into an area, hooked a fish, and it came up out of the water, and it was at least 3.5 to 4 pounds. I had two other guys in a boat next to us that verified that, and my boater verified it was definitely over 3.5. So, of course, this being a sad story, that fish came off. That one fish would have put me up in, like, I don't know exactly what it would have been. It would have been like 10th place or something like that, so it would have been a top 10 finish. And then the next tournament was at Tanner's Creek, I think. Tanner's Creek on the Ohio River. The Ohio River is tough. The next 2 tournaments were tough. I always catch at least 1 or 2 fish on the Ohio River, though. This tournament was no different. Unfortunately, I caught 1. Caught 1 at Tanner's, but the problem with that is I hooked 3 keepers. And 3 other keepers, 3 additional keepers to the one that I caught, and all of them came off. That was devastating to me. I would have had a top 5 finish at least in that tournament. And then the next tournament, Maysville, again I caught 1 fish, and I hooked 2 other ones, at least maybe 3, and they came off. I did the math for the whole season, and I lost 7 fish total. Before that, the other 3 seasons, I basically had lost maybe 2 fish the entire year. So to prove what a tough tournament or series this was this year, the last tournament I caught 1 fish, came in 57th place, I believe, and I actually ended up in 27th place overall, which is not bad for the entire year. I caught 4 fish in 5 tournaments and came in 27th place. That's not a good year for me or for anybody else. That was a tough year. But I honestly would have came in, I would not have come in first, but I did do the math, and I probably would have came in about 3rd for the entire season. And I would have gotten a check in 3 tournaments. As it is, I was 4 ounces out of 1 tournament, and the rest I was just totally out of. So that was a devastating year for me, and I started looking into what to do about losing fish, and these hooks came up. And let me tell you, this past year, in tournaments and in practice and in just fun fishing, I have not lost 1 single fish that I have hooked on a trapper tackle hook. Now, I have lost fish, but on crankbaits that I didn't have those hooks on or something like that. So, huge difference for me. Okay, I'm going to show you exactly how this little box here works. As soon as this car goes by, I'm going to show you exactly how this little box here, this trap, works. First, let's take a regular round bend hook. Assume that this is the fish. As you can see, when that fish comes up and this throwing that hook back and forth, he's got all this to make momentum. If he comes all the way down and comes out fast, he can pop that barb through his flesh, even rip his flesh, because of that momentum. Alright, because he's got all that to do. Boom, comes off. So let's do the same thing with the trapper tackle hook. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah. Basically you've got that. It goes back and forth right there. That is it. You can throw it, I mean, I'm trying to, I ripped it. So as long as his mouth is not as thin as a piece of paper, that box, awesome shadow, is what keeps that fish on that hook. And you can see the difference between where the fish has to go here, when he's flipping around, when he's shaking his head, and here. That's it. That's all he's got back and forth right there, instead of this entire area to gain momentum and pop that hook off. So thanks so much for watching, guys. If you get a chance, try some trapper tackle hooks. You can get them at trappertackle.com. Please subscribe and give me a thumbs up if you will, and let me know any comments of what you want to see in the future, and I will talk to you later.